Good morning, everyone. Today we'll discuss about Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay, so this is the first act which is mainly published for the first time in our country, which make provisions for the conservation of wildlife animals. Okay, this act mainly published on 5th June 1972. We all know that. Okay, then come to next part. After this act, different acts were also published like Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, as you see here clearly. Then the Forest Conservation Act 1980. Then after that, Air Prevention Act and Control of Pollution Act 1981. These are the acts which are mainly published after the Wildlife Protection Act. So that means we can say that Wildlife Protection Act is the oldest act of to conserve the wildlife animals. Then after, by amending this act, we get the last act, that is called as what? That is called as 1986 Environment Protection Act. Today we will discuss about the constitutional provisions of 1972 Wildlife Protection Act. So, what are the constitutional provisions? So, mainly, first of all, we have to clearly understand why this act will actually be published. What are the reasons behind this? What are the constitutional provisions behind this? So, these are the different things we have to clearly know about this act. So, first of all, uh, what are the constitutional provisions? Stockholm Conference 1976, that is 42nd Amendment. We all know that this is also known as mini Constitution or 42nd Amendment, which gives about different ideas to know about what conservation of wildlife animals. So this mainly in this act we will get our two type of article, that is 48A and 51A. We all know that 51A follows what fundamental duties, and 48A follows what DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy. So, according to 48A article, the states shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard forest and wildlife of the country. Okay. So, mainly this 48A article says that all the state must have to endeavor to protect the environment and to safeguard for the forest and wildlife of the country. And also 51A, which is under mainly fundamental duties of every citizen to protect mm, the forest, lakes, rivers, etc. Okay, so these are the constitutional provisions. We all know that. Then there is a landmark decision of Supreme Court. We all know that mm, that wildlife is a state subject. Entry 10 7 schedule. Okay, Parliament had no power to make this law except by following this article, that is 222, 44, 250 and 252. Okay, so after the act mainly amended 1972, this act was published. Then this act was amended. Then after 1892, then 1986, 1991, 1993 to accommodate some provisions. Okay, so first of all, we have to discuss what are the changes mainly in 1986. Clearly, on why this act may be published. What is the reason behind this? So, what are the rationale for passing act as stated in the statement of objects and reasons? We have to discuss about it. So, if I say that in that 1976 we have a many plenty full of animals in our animals or plants or different wildlife creatures in our country, but after some time their number may be decreasing, their number at a rapid rate they are decreasing. That's why we have to pass this act. So for the first of all, for the rapid decline, for the rapid decline of India's wildlife animal. Okay, this is the first reason why this act was mm, published. Okay, then areas which are once teeming with wildlife animal have been devoured. Okay, that means what? those areas which contain heavy amount of animals, right now they contain less amount of animals. Okay, this is the second reason. Then third reason, the Wild Birds and Animals Protection Act 1935 is completely outdated. This is also an Act 1935 which says about the animal and wildlife protections, but this is completely outdated or very old. We can say that. Then existing laws not only outdated but also provide punishments which are not commensurate with the offense and financial benefit that occur from poaching and trade with wildlife produce. Okay. Those existing laws which are not very outdated, and which also provide punishments which are not commensurate with the offense and financial benefits that occur from poaching. Okay, so these are the points I think clearly understand. Then silent features of the act. Okay, so what are the features of the act? Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is a product of a process which started long ago in 1987 for the protection of few birds. Schedule 1 to 4 says that total protection from hunting, animal trade, commerce related to such animal strictly regulated. ये गला. Next, 1991 state has no power. Then environmental with then this act was amended in 1986, and we will have to discuss about that. What are the amendment take place in this 1972 Wildlife Protection Act to get it converted into Environment Protection Act 1986. The more effective and bold measure to fight problem of pollution. Okay, so first of all there is some amendment that is 1986. Will get what more effective and bold measure fight for the problem of pollution. Then genesis of environment protection 1986 48 DPSP. We all know that these are the constitutional provisions. And the act empowers central government to take all measures. Okay, this act also empowers what central government to take all the measures, all the take precaution steps to save all the animals, precautionary animals or conservative animals. Central government, any person has authorization to take sample of air, water, soil. Okay, central government can take part some sample, can take for its study or specialization or research. They can take that. Then prescribe a special procedure for handling hazardous substances as concerned person has to handle hazardous substances according to a procedure of the act. Okay, so in which area those samples may be radioactive or may be different type of chemical substances if found, then that substance may be taken by government, central government employees. Then they have to check their that material by specific technical measures, by using specific technical measures. Okay, these are the all points I think you clearly understand. Okay, then Environment Protection Act 1986 grants immunity to officers of the Government of India. Okay, this act also immunify our Government of India officers. Okay, the next act debars the central civil courts from having any jurisdiction to entertain any suit or proceeding in respect of an action direction order issued by central government or other statutory commission. Okay, under this act, these provisions of the act and rules of order made under this act shall have effect and supremacy over anything inconsistent sustained in any enactment other than this act. Okay, so these provisions of this act and the rules or order made under this act shall have effect and supremacy over anything inconsistent contained in any enactment other than this act. Okay. So I think some of the everyone clearly understand what I say here. So best of luck. Okay. As I always says, God bless you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So today, that's all for today.